Before I start, I'd like to just wish everybody a Happy New Year and welcome all the friends and families here and our employees that are here today. Thank you, members of the Zoning Board, Planning Board, Board of Education, families of all our council people. It's great to have everybody here today. Very special day to be sworn in for your 7th term. And more importantly and special is to be sworn in with the people that are behind me right now. Our council members, my friends, my running mates, good, solid people that I've been with for many, many years. It's just nothing but an honor and a pleasure to serve with them in this great community and to run for office with them. And, you know, I took a lot of rocks in the last couple of years, and they were right with me and stood behind me because we know each other. We know the integrity, the effort, and the love for this community we have. Especially, I want to thank, again, I'll do it later, my wonderful wife who's been here. Let's see, we're married over 30 years, and I've been in politics for 28, so she's hardened. She's a Navy SEAL. She's so good at it. My 3 beautiful kids that are here, Christina, Kelly, and Joey, Elijah, my new son-in-law, and my extended family, I'm going to call them. Kelly's beautiful and wonderful boyfriend, James Greenbush, who's going to be starting the police academy to become a police officer in Morris County. So we're really proud of James. And Joey's girlfriend, significant other, Gianna DeMarco. Gianna, I'm going to tell you what I always tell you when you're with him. Why'd you bring him? You could have just came yourself today. But anyway, I have a beautiful family. I'm so proud of Elijah, my son-in-law. I mentioned you, right? I don't want to miss you, buddy. I don't want you to get the bad idea, but no, great son-in-law, and I'm so proud of my family and them all being here. And then my employees that are here today. I mean, I got to tell you something. We have a family in Clark Township Municipal Building. Great, thank you. Great people, hard workers. Just can't say enough about everybody. So with that, good afternoon, members of council, members of my administration, Board of Education, clergy, my family, friends, citizens of Clark. Happy New Year to all. As I begin my 25th year as mayor, I stand in front of you, still humble as anyone could possibly be. I'm honored with the privilege to continue to serve this great community. So much has been accomplished over the past 24 years in the Township of Clark. Thanks to the hard work and dedication not only from this administration and council, but from you, the great citizens of Clark who make this a great community. Without your cooperation and appreciation, our proven success would not be what it is today. Our success thus far has been due to one crucial component, teamwork, and I thank all for that. It's because of our ability to work together professionally, competently, and most of all with integrity that has enabled this administration to work successfully not only at the local level, but with county and state officials. It is a pleasure to work together as a team without obstacles and personal agendas along the way. After all of us benefit in the end. When you build a strong, stable, and safe community with a top-notch school system, property values go up, and the town as a whole becomes more desirable. From singles to seniors, we accept all, and they all benefit inevitably. Clark is a loving and accepting community. Thank you to all the recreational boards, coaches, players, and parents who work so hard together for our youth, to achieve and to learn and to grow, most of all, to have some fun. The time you give to the children of our Clark, it's just so wonderful, and it's nurturing future leaders of our community. I want to thank members of the Planning Board, Zoning Board, and other boards of our community. With you, you help make this one great place to be. It is the sense of pride and community as well as overall success and desirability that puts Clark Township as one of the top places to live in New Jersey. Tops, as far as I'm concerned. Again, I'd like to just speak in my children, Christina, Kelly, and Joey, my son-in-law, Elijah, and my wife, Geraldine. It's just how life has evolved. When I stood up here to get sworn in 28 years ago as a councilman, Jerry was pregnant with Christina. They were all here as babies. I remember the one picture, Joey sleeping in my wife's arms, but they've evolved with me, and they've been there for me. and I love them all so deeply. I'd also like to thank my mom, who's not here today, who's be 86 in January, for being so supportive over the years and putting up with the last couple of years. But they know me. The administration has achieved great things, and we will continue to do so undoubtedly through the coming years. As to my friends on council, Angel, Jimmy, Frank, Pat, Brian, Bill, Steve, I thank you for your cooperation and your continued support, your dedication, compassion, and friendship throughout the years. We have achieved so much together, and I look forward to achieving even more. Council President Albanese, I wish you the best of luck, and anything you need, you know I'm there for you. You've always been there for me. I'd like to thank a very special friend and great Township Administrator Jim Ulrich. Jimmy started with me 24 years ago as a councilman, and unfortunately, after a term, his job took him away from us. But when our great Hall of Fame BA, John Laza, passed, Jimmy appeared there, and the next thing I know, he took the job, and I'm gonna tell you something, this guy works. And like John, if you don't have a great BA with you, you're in trouble as a mayor. And I was fortunate to have John and Jim, and they just work. I get calls from Jimmy on a Sunday morning, on a Saturday afternoon, on the way home at night. He's always worked, and he's always there, and I'll tell you what, he's achieved some real greatness quickly, and it's really put this township into a place I wanted to be more technology, right, Jim? I'm the technology mayor. When I go to them and say, "Excuse, start this friggin' thing," I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, that's the truth. But anyway, they call me the technology mayor. But anyway, Clark Township is running very well. My focus is to make it even better. The plan that has made Clark a county and state nationally recognized town is something that we are proud of. Look around. We are cleaner, nicer, and have much more to offer than all the other towns around us. Nevertheless, I know people still want more, and I'm willing to accommodate your needs. Safety and service for our hometown will always be a priority. All Clark services that residents have grown accustomed to will continue in this year's budget. The bulky cleanup, the ever-loved branch cleanup, that goes on forever, grass cleanup, 4th of July fireworks, breakfast with Santa, tree lighting festivities, Easter egg hunt, senior breakfast, senior barbecue, senior citizen bus, and our man Chili behind the wheel of that bus, existing and new recreational programs. I'm sure Ralph's got a bag of them waiting for me this year, and many, many more to come. Giving our children the best quality of life is our first and foremost, as they are our future. To our seniors, thank you for giving us the fruits of your hard work and established in this great town. The place where I grew up, let's continue to serve our seniors and preserve the future for our children. As the gatekeepers of the present, we hold the keys as to what has to come for Clark. Our township is already one of the leading towns in the county with regards to providing services to our citizens, as well as recreational services available to every age group. Moreover, we are leaders in public safety. I'd like to thank our Clark Police Department and Captain Akabu, who's here today. Our volunteer fire department, Chief Sarasa, those guys give it all for nothing, for the love of our community. Our first aid squad, love those people, out there working as volunteers each and every day. Our emergency management, I'd like to thank them for what they do, especially when chips are down and emergencies here. They save our town not only with their work and service, but save us in our budget with the efforts for our community, and I thank you. I would like to mention a very special person, a dear friend. Our recreation director, Ralph Bernardo, simply the best rec director in New Jersey. No one can argue that point with me. He's there 7 days a week, providing, doing, and it's been a pleasure to have him as my director and a dear friend. I have to thank our Department of Public Works. We have by far the most public works services in Union County, more than any other town. They went through Clark this year in the leaf cleanup about 15 times. I remember the days before I became your mayor, we were lucky to get them picked up twice, and that's a fact. I remember the days where branches and grass and bulky cleanups were done in election years and not as in every year's service. So I'd like to thank them. You know, over the years, you do so much, and we had a long time to do so much. And, you know, it's just, not to brag, but sometimes it's got to be said. I was reading some of the rap sites, I call them, on social media, the social media sites. I could use a different word, but I'm in public. And you always got haters out there in politics. It's okay. You know what? They hate me. I probably hate them too, so it's even. That's the way I look at it. But no, we're all kidding around aside. But you know what? And what did Sal really achieve? What has he done in 25 years? I said, it's a good question. It's a long time. And, now being 64, you start having senior moments every now and then. But you know what? It's not Sal. It's the team. As a mayor, you bring a vision to the town. You bring a vision in on what you want to do and how you want to get it done. One of the big parts of my vision was, when I first became mayor, was I wanted to take care of the senior citizens because they paid for this town as we grew up here. And I wanted to do for the youth of Clark because they're going to be the future of our town, and we want them to move back here, as so many Clark people do. So, you get elected, and you have a great council group behind me like I had, and you have a great BA to come into town like John Laza, and now with Jim, and again with the employees and the department heads and everybody involved. I'd just like to read down that list. The first thing we had to do was fix the finances, and I give all the credit to John Laza for that. As he said to me, he'll give me the game plan. Mayor, you got to have the guts to implement it, and I sure did, and I thank John for that. We had a $170,000 unfunded liability in the Clark Police Department. Nothing against the police, they earned it. That money wasn't on our budget or in our books. It was saved in a book in the old building. At any time, PD could come in and demand that money, and we'd have to pay him in 2 weeks. It was kind of a bank that was done illegally and I don't mean illegally criminally. It wasn't done right, let's put it that way, because everybody listens to every word. But we had to take that money and we had to pay it down. And we paid it down, and we did that. We started paying principal on municipal bonds. That's why this beautiful $12 million building you're standing in didn't raise your taxes. We set a plan through John's direction to pay not only interest, but principal to get bonds in shape better. We stopped overpaying employees on their sick time. We followed the contract, what was in the contract, not what we thought people should have. We built the 10,000 square foot addition on the Clark Public Library. We worked with the New Jersey Turnpike Authority for a brand new Parkway Circle that was $5 million that the taxpayers of Clark did not have to pay for. We upgraded all public playgrounds. We hired a full-time recreation director. We rebuilt the inside and outside of the Brewer Municipal Building. We built 2 parking lots for the school district, one right out here to my left at Johnson and one at Valley Road. We bumped out the curb in the back of Henley for safety. It was like a bowling alley back there years ago. We began to share services with our school district, which was never done, which saves the taxpayers money. We saved the school district millions of dollars by letting them use the center of the Brewer Municipal Building for classrooms at no charge because it's all one tax dollar. We changed the employees' health benefits plan, and we gave them a very good and comparable plan, but that saved millions over 24 years changing that plan. We renegotiated a lot of contracts to save taxpayers dollars. In my first 18 years as mayor, the Star-Ledger did a study on taxes in Union County, and we were the lowest growth in taxes over my first 18 years. And when you're new in New Jersey, you got to brag if you're slow growing, because who cuts taxes in the state? It's impossible. But in 19, 20, and 21, we gave you 3 zero budgets, no tax increases. We instituted a monthly bulk cleanup, a monthly branch cleanup, meadow cleanup, and spring lawn and leaf cleanup. I gave meeting space to help those not as fortunate to the Alcoholics Anonymous and the Narcotics Anonymous to use areas of our Brewer Municipal Building to help those poor people, and we're so proud that they were coming to those meetings to get that help. I was named Union County Chamber of Commerce Mayor of the Year twice. No one has ever done that. I was very proud of that. And also in the League of Municipalities Hall of Fame, the ALJ Hall of Fame. We got the girls softball $70,000 grants for their field house that sits in the back of the Brewer parking lot. They didn't have one. We lit up the girls' softball fields with lights. We expanded the Pop Warner practice football field. Lights for the Clark Little League. Lights for Clark Soccer. New gym floors for Clark Travel Basketball. We supported and hosted the great Unico Feast that is just a staple of our community. We started the Memorial Day Parade. We started Breakfast with Santa. We started the senior barbecue, senior citizen birthday breakfast. We built a free senior citizen fitness center. When I came into office, my predecessor had a $150,000 county grant, and the county called me my first week or so in office and said, "You're going to lose it or use it." Your predecessor didn't know what to do with it. I went down to the gyms at the Brewer Rec Center, and I took the boys and girls locker room, and we blew that out and made it a free fitness center for our senior citizens, and they're there to this day enjoying it each and every morning. We built and put the turf field on the ALJ and lights at the ALJ High School. We started Patriot Night at the ALJ football game. We received millions of dollars in states and county grants. First mayor and council to ever pay for a new ambulance for the first aid squad. If you don't know, the first aid squad is separate and a part of the town government. And they were in financial trouble, and we went out and bought them, I think, 2 new ambulances, and we're on our way to buy them their 3rd, because those volunteers deserve it. And we help them each and every way we can, which is coming to fruition now. So I sold the reservoir to Union County for $1. It's going to save this town $35 million in dredging. We just hope they keep the rest of it down to a very bare minimum. We never asked for that. We asked for the dredging. I was proud to work with the county officials for that. We supported and worked with the developer for the Clark Senior Housing on Westfield Avenue. One of my proudest moments was working with a great developer, Bill Crane, in developing the Clark Commons. When Bill first came into my office, he got thrown out in about 30 minutes because he brought a plan in that was not acceptable. And I told him, if you're going to build something in Clark, you're going to build it and you're going to make it beautiful. And I think we all agree that Clark Commons is a beautiful addition to our community. We put flags down Westfield Avenue between Memorial Day and Veterans Day to honor our great veterans and our patriots of this community. We worked with the Union County officials to bring Esposito Farm to Esposito Park. And that was a great day for the community. We built this beautiful police station, courthouse, and council chambers. To date, Clark is cleaner, greener, and very desirable place to live. I started the mayor with the state, the mayor's wellness campaign, and we were designated upcoming healthy towns by the New Jersey Care Quality Institute. I would also like to thank members, not only who were here, but in the past, all the council members that were here that helped us, and I'd like to mention Rob Bothy as one of them. And I'd like to mention some members in my administration who have passed away, who did so much for me, this council, and this community, and that was, of course, our BA, John Leza, Joe Bonacorso, Sonny Bertol, Keith Dolan, Victor Marzo, and a very, very dear friend of mine who started this Republican Party in Clark to being what some people call a machine, Pete Navarjic, my former council member who passed. I'd like to thank all those people because they all have a hand in it. Now, the other thing I'd like to mention today, and I kind of thought of this morning, you know, when you're mayor for 24 years and you start your 25th and you're in government 28, there's a lot of people that make impressions on you. Some good, some bad, but mostly good, I got to say. And I want to read a list that I thought of today, and I hope I don't miss anybody. And it's a list of Republicans and Democrats that I had the pleasure to work with. And I'd like to start off by saying our former governor, Senate President Donald DeFrancesco did a lot for me in the early days. Assemblyman Alan Augustine, Assemblyman Rich Bagger, Congressman Bob Franks, Senator Joe Saliga, Democrat, Senator and Senate President, as we speak, in Clark resident, Nick Scutari, Democrat, Senator Joe Cryan, Democrat, passed away, great man, Assemblyman Jerry Green, Democrat. Friend of mine up in Mars County, Senator Joe Panaccio. Senator Ray Lesniak. All good friends who had an impression on me over my years in government. I'd like to mention some of the mayors, and there's probably more, but you know, you can't think of everybody. My friend in Elizabeth, Chris Bolage, Democrat. Roselle, Jamal Holly, Democrat. Jim Kennedy, who's our Assemblyman, former Mayor of Rahway, Democrat. Mayor of Woodbridge now, John McCormick. Former Mayor of Roselle Park, Joe DiIorio. Former Mayor of Kenilworth, Mike Trippitti. The legend, former Mayor of Linden, John Gregorio. Former Mayor of Rahway, Sam Steinman. Current Mayor of Linden, Derek Armstead. Democrats, these are all Democrats. Former Democrat Mayor in Cranford, Tom Hannon. Democrat Mayor up in Berkeley Heights right now, Angie Devaney. I've worked with many freeholders and commissioners as they switched their names, mostly of Democrats, to work and get along together. County managers, George Devaney, Al Fiella, Ed Oatman, worked with them over the years. These people here, whatever political party they hold office to, have made an impression on me or had a pleasure I had in working with these individuals. You know, when you hear about reaching across the aisle, you don't have to reach across the aisle and compromise your principles. I never did as a conservative Republican, but I reached across the aisle as a friend to work together with people who can help my community in Clark, and made so many endearing friendships over the time here. I'd like to also point out today that our new Union County Republican Chairman, Carlos Santos is here. Sorry, Carlos. And my good friend, longtime Chairman of Rahway, Pat Casio, is here today. When you're fortunate to be elected, sometimes you meet some people that give you a little bit of grief and a little bit of aggravation. But I also like to say there's so many good people that have made such a great impression, and I had an honor of serving with and knowing and being with each and every day. So with that, I'd like to wish everyone in this community a very healthy and happy new year, safe, prosperous. For those of you who are here, not at home, if you're at home, stay there. If you're here, you're welcome to come to 1051 Bistro with myself and the council for lunch afterwards. Even my two Democrat opponents in the back, you're always welcome. Okay, Johnny, you can bring your camera and video. You'll see what a good party looks like. Thank you. God bless you all, and have a great day.